Welcome to the Y'all Need Music podcast. I'm Matt,
And I'm Jesse.
and Jesse learned how to count today. Just got his fingers out of order, so I think that was on the intro here.
Hopefully.
Yeah, right. Any rate, we're back again for another episode of the Y'all Need Music podcast,
Yes, sir.
and today's going to be a fun day, right?
Absolutely.
Always is.
Always is. I get to see you through the portal.
Right. Tomorrow you get to see me in person.
About damn time.
Right.
I don't know what's been going on. Like, probably since the last time we podcast is the last time I seen this guy.
That's actually not true. We have like the world's longest Snapchat streak, so you see me every day.
Why do you got to say that to people? Now they know.
I know. People are jealous, though. They're envious of it.
Tasha called it a bromance, I think.
Jealousy will do that.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think it's anywhere near the world's longest one, but for folks of our age, it's probably the world's longest one.
I didn't even know what a snap streak was until you started doing it.
That's also not true.
I didn't know what a streak was. Streaking across the Super Bowl field.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we on right now?
I don't even know. A lot of days. Let me see.
This is like the longest relationship I've ever had, minus Tasha.
Let's see what it says.
I can't have a snap streak with Tasha because she never looks at my snaps.
627 days.
Holy shit!
We're we're pushing on 2 years straight.
Wow! Look at us go.
You know, the thing about it is it's really not that impressive, honestly, like just in general, because I think there's probably people that have gone like thousands of days.
Right.
Where it's really difficult is the amount of time that we've actually spent together, and to like remember to send a Snapchat picture to each other like for a week straight while we're in Nashville together is not like an easy thing to remember. When we're not around each other, it's super easy to remember. But when we're hanging out for a week straight, it's like, I see Jesse from sun up to sundown. Oh shit, I didn't send him a snap.
So you sent it from the bathroom?
Yeah.
No, there's been many times that we hang out for the weekend, and it's like, you know, after a long night in the man cave or something, and Matt's drinking his coffee in the morning with his little jitters going on, and I gotta sit on the couch and take a snap of you with your little jitters going on just so I can show you.
I gotta have my caffeine.
You know,
that's a must-have.
Is that a caffeine withdrawal or a bourbon withdrawal? Too much bourbon from the night before?
No, I've said before, as much as I like to have some whiskey or some bourbon, I could live without it just fine. Coffee, I will murder somebody. I will, like, no hesitation. That I literally cannot imagine going a day without coffee. Like, that scares the crap out of me.
That's probably longer than our snap streak.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
When did you start drinking coffee?
About 4. My mom and dad would sit around in the morning.
4 years old?
Yeah. Yeah, it stunts your growth, clearly.
Yeah.
No, they would sit around and have coffee every morning. My parents would, and I was the youngest of 5, so like all the other siblings were gone. And I'd be like, well, I want to have coffee with the parents and be like the grown-ups, they'd have friends over or whatever. And so my mom started letting me have like half coffee, half milk, and the love was born. and it just continues to this day.
Similar story with me and bourbon. About 4.
Mom poured you some.
Oh, they didn't know. No. Much later in life, just like coffee.
Right.
I actually started drinking booze before I started drinking coffee, and mine was the similar story. I didn't actually start drinking coffee until 25-ish.
You missed out on so much.
I mean, that was only like 4 years ago, so Stunning my growth.
Right. Yeah. BS.
Right.
So the reason for the podcast today, or the episode today, it's not coffee, it's not our bromance, it's not our snap streak at all. We tend to do
What is
that.
it, Matt?
We tend to just trail off into random stuff that has nothing to do with anything.
Especially when we haven't talked to each other, face to face in a while.
Right. So today's episode, we're actually doing a new artist spotlight. And I don't know. I mean, I think I'm not sold on that name, right? Like
the new artist spotlight.
Yeah. Today's a perfect example though of it's not really a new artist. So,
right.
So many of these guys and gals, grind it out for years.
Oh yeah.
Before they make it. And so
if they make it at all.
Right. Yeah. If they make it. And so they're not really new artists as much as maybe they're newfound artists by us.
Right. Most of them, it's like new to us type stuff.
Yeah. New to us artist spotlight. Just
right.
I mean, the new artist spotlight rolls off the tongue pretty easy, but I feel like some of these people, like they're going to, we're going to tag them or whatever when we post the episode and be like, "Knew my ass. I've been doing this shit since you was in diapers, boy."
Right. I've been grinding for 10 years.
Yeah. Actually,
before you had this silly podcast going, I've been out there busting my ass.
Right. So we'll just, hey, if you guys think of something better than new artist spotlight, shoot us a DM, comment on something. Tell us like, that's dumb. You guys need to name it this. And if we like it, maybe we'll change it. But I guess
we're not married to this name.
No. But we'll stick with it for now. So we'll go with the new artist spotlight. And today we're talking about.
Before you reveal.
Okay.
Let's reveal the backstory on this of how you came across them, because we have lots of different, we do, TikToks, we'll scroll across them, somebody live, or
this is going to make me sound like a bigger music nerd than I actually am, I feel like.
I know, that's why I'm doing this.
Dick.
But yeah, I listen to Spotify quite often, and I'll listen to like somebody that I'm into, or like Jelly Roll Radio, or something, and they always put similar sounding people. Yeah. And I'll find people that way where I'm like, who the heck is this? And then you look it up and it's like, oh, I think I've heard of them, but I haven't really listened too much. And then we kind of jump in and dig into them a little more. So
yeah,
you found this guy. So why don't you share how you found him?
So, obviously
like another bromance to me.
Listen, I mean, the guy's got a freaking amazing last name for sure.
Yeah, that is true.
No, so I mean, I love music, right? So I'm always digging in, trying to find new stuff, new places, right? So I mean, there's always kind of the go-tos for where you can find new music. And I'm like, I want to think outside the box. I want to, go places that maybe other people aren't going. And so most talent agencies have websites, and a lot of them will have like pictures of their artists and like little bios on them and stuff like that. And so because I'm a music nerd, I'll go to these talent agents' websites and just like scroll through and see who their like artists that they represent are.
Right.
And that's what I happened to do on the particular day that I came across this guy. And I was just kind of scrolling through, and there was little thumbnail pictures. And I was like, this dude kind of has like a Brantley Gilbert vibe in this picture that they had posted of him. And I'm like, and he's got an awesome last name. Let me click on him. So it was really kind of dumb luck, just based on his appearance and his last name, that, I clicked on him and I'm like, I'm going to check this dude out. And then I was like, holy shit.
Right.
Score, like,
where's this guy been?
Right. And it's crazy because he's a Midwest dude.
Right. Yeah.
So, how he just came onto the radar, in the last couple of months is Beyond Me. Oh, are we doing a drum roll?
Yeah. Can you
Oh,
hear
okay.
that?
Yeah, I can.
Drum
So,
roll.
so we are talking today about Indiana native Derek Jones.
Derek
And
Jones.
I'll tell you what, like, I'm so stoked that I'm a music nerd and scroll through, talent agency websites because I don't know that I would have necessarily come across them. I'm sure at some point I would have,
Right.
but I'm glad I did when I did because right away, like the day that I came across them, I was like, Jesse, check this
Right.
dude out. And I started, building like a little artist bio sheet that we do for these artist spotlights. And, it was like, yeah, this is definitely, the first dude we're going to cover this season right from the get go. And we've got, a slew of other artists, male and female artists that'll be coming up this season for sure.
Yeah, actually, when you first sent me a message, it was on Snapchat, of course, and anybody that does Snapchat knows that sometimes like the conversation goes away after so long, and I was like, oh shoot, he asked me later, like when I first read it, I was busy, and then I was like, oh, I gotta go look this guy up, and we try to get artists that aren't, millions and millions and millions of streams that like, most people have heard of and stuff like that. I mean, obviously we'll probably cover some of those people.
And if they wanted to come on the podcast, we'd let them. But those guys are doing like Theo Vaughn and Joe Rogan,
right.
not Matt and Jesse.
Yeah. But when I first looked him up, it was, I can't even remember the guy's name, but he had the same last name. And I looked it up and I was like, dude, this guy's got like 5 million streams. I was like, that doesn't seem like our new, and stuff like that. And then he's like, no, you got the wrong name. And then I clicked on this guy and
back up. The dude you like searched up wasn't even country music.
I know. That's why I was like, why is he sending me this guy? like maybe he just liked him because we like all kinds of music. And that guy was more of a kind of a rock and roll and stuff like that. And I'm listening to him. I'm like, yeah, he's okay. And then you were like, no, it's Derek Jones. And so I looked him up and I think he has like 5,000 monthly subscribers, even though he has a couple songs that have a lot of streams. He only had like 5,000 like followers or whatever on Spotify. And then I clicked on it and started listening to it. And I'm like, oh, damn. Like,
yeah.
Why does this guy only have 5,000 monthly subscribers? Like, I instantly subscribed. I told Tasha, like, subscribe to this guy. Like, take a listen to this guy. He's, born and bred country, and it just resonates from every song that he does.
Yeah. So, a couple other cool things about him. Obviously, I'm always partial to our men and women that serve this country, and he did serve in the Navy.
So he has your last name, and he was in the Navy. Are you guys related?
We're not, unless, if he's got a lot of money and wants to adopt me, we could be related.
Just don't let him sing on your track, or let you sing on his track.
Right.
Yeah.
He can sing on anything I do. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want me to sing on anything he does.
No, he'd lose all them monthly subscribers for sure.
I have 2 monthly subscribers now.
Why did everybody leave after I released that song with Matt?
Because I can't sing. Any rate, so yeah, he did 4 years in the Navy on a Gator freighter. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's an amphibious ship in the Navy that hauls Marines, aka jarheads, around. So yeah, if you've been in the military, everyone in the military talks trash about every other branch, but at the end of the day, like, everyone's family, and you'd go to bat for them. Right. So poking fun
what's
at
a Gator freighter then?
I just said that. Did you not listen? I said it's an amphibious ship that hauls Marines around.
Okay.
Yeah,
So the gator
that's
is
a,
because of its amphibious.
yeah,
Okay.
and
I didn't
and
I didn't know if there was a slang for the Marines.
there's lots of slang for the Marines.
Right. I mean, I didn't know if it was like a gator,
They
cranny,
wouldn't.
and freighter.
Yeah. I mean that's they're usually busy doing, but no, I love the Marine Corps. Especially since the Navy owns the Marine Corps, so that makes it even better. But the Navy loves to give the Marine Corps rides around the world, and so anyway. But moving on from that, Derek Derek Jones spent a good amount of time touring with Billy Ray Cyrus back in the day.
Yeah.
Um,
Like
and
4 years or something like that.
Yep, opening for him and playing guitar for him during his sets as well.
Right.
So a lot of years of touring the country, and why he's not like broke out, and that's why I say I hate like the new artist spotlight kind of thing, because this guy's been putting in work, right? So
Right.
he's not new to this game by any means, but hasn't had like the huge breakout success that I guess at the end of the day they can't all have, but
Right.
I'd love to
Which,
see
yeah,
that
it's
the
pretty
good ones have
crazy.
it.
It's crazy. Just looking at like, like you talked about, like Billy Ray Cyrus, who he toured with for 4 years, but like looking at the repertoire of who he's been on the stage with, or shared the stage. I'll just name a few: Charlie Daniels, Trace Adkins, Dwight Yoakam, Ashley McBride, Jamie Johnson, Shooter Jennings, to name a few of them. And I mean, that's some pretty huge names in the country music business. So, yeah,
Yeah,
why he hasn't
and
blown up more?
he's played some of the biggest venues. He's played the Opry, he's played CMA
CMA
Fest,
Fest, yep.
all of those things that you really want to do as an artist. He's done a lot of that stuff. Obviously that playing the Opry is a huge milestone for any artist to be able to do. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that alone should tell you, if you've not heard of this dude, he's no chump, right? Like
Right,
the Opry's not just like grabbing every Tom, Dick, and Harry off the street, like, come stand up here in this circle and play us a song, right?
right,
Like
right,
you gotta be good at what you're doing for them to even, consider having you there.
right, right.
So um,
Yeah, and it looks like 2013 was his first, at least according to Spotify, that's like his first song that he put out, that he recorded and put out. But, 2013, 2015 actually had an awesome album with a couple great songs on it.
yeah,
All the
free
way.
to leave is just a banger. I love that song.
Oh, yeah.
I would say anybody who considers themselves like a diehard American, like, that song is just badass.
Yeah, I was talking to Matt earlier today about it, and that song, for anybody that wants to go on and check them out on Spotify or any of the streaming platforms, "Free to Leave." It's not his most streamed song, but
Should
if
be.
any should be, because especially like I was saying, back in 2016, was it 16 when Trump got in for the first time?
Yeah.
And we don't like to be super political or anything like that, but there was a lot of like movie stars and people in position that were voicing their opinion and talking about how they were going to
I'm
leave the
gonna go to
United.
Canada.
Yeah, I'm going to leave the United States because we don't like the direction that this place is going. And that song is all about, like, if you don't like America, you are free to leave. Like, bye,
Bye.
bye, Felicia. And
Be
that song
gone.
that song is just a great song, and how it's not just blared out of everybody's speakers is beyond me. Because
Yeah.
yeah, it's one that definitely warrants a listen to.
100%. And
So
and so, like, I know because I've been, checking him out for, a few months. Right after I found him, he had a show here in Michigan. I'm pretty sure it was at Firekeepers Casino. Don't
Yeah.
hold me to that because I could be wrong. It was something like that. I'm almost certain it was Firekeepers, but any rate, that's where, he does most of his touring through the Midwest, in Ohio, in Indiana, in
Wisconsin,
Minnesota. Those are kind of like his stomping grounds, and he's even playing, festivals this summer in Wisconsin. They've got a bunch of big festivals that go on, kind of like the former Faster Horses. That's no longer a thing. But any rate, he does a lot of solo stuff. Follow him on his socials. You'll see that he's playing shows just him and his guitar, or he's doing shows with his band. When he's with his band, it's Derek Jones and the 50 South. And that's his full band shows. As a matter of fact, in 2023, they were the Midwest Country Music Organization Band of the Year.
Band of the Year, yeah.
So, clearly, they're getting some recognition,
right?
Just not as much as they should be.
Yeah.
So,
looking up a couple of his upcoming shows and stuff like that. I mean, he's playing this weekend, and it looks like there's a few of them that he's playing. That he does American Legions, VFWs, and stuff like that. He's doing some fundraisers and stuff like that. So, he kind of paying homage to his military background and kind of playing in some of those gigs and stuff like that. Which are going to be smaller venues that he's playing at, but
some of the best shows to go to are smaller venues.
Absolutely.
We've talked about that a million times. So, odds are you go to those kind of shows, you got a chance to, meet the artist, talk to them, whatever, which is always fun to be able to do.
Oh yeah. Buy some of the merch to support the artist because, that's where, when they're touring on the road and stuff like that, obviously you're playing an American Legion or something like that. Probably not getting a big payday out of that. They're more doing it just to, get the music out and everything. So if you guys are ever at a show of a smaller artist like that, make sure you're hitting the merch booth or tent. And then, like Matt was saying, if it's a smaller venue like that, you can probably get some autographs on some of that merch that you bought and kind of meet the people and get, it's a lot more intimate meet and greet because it's not like some megastar that it's like, sign your autograph. Hey, take a picture. All right, get the hell on because we got 1,000 people here that we got to get through in an hour.
Right.
This is, you take your time, talk to him, learn a little bit about him. Shout out to our buddy Waylon Hannell, at the Petoskey fair that we seen last year. We got to sit there and talk to him, talk to his mom, talk to his dad, brother, stuff like that. Learned all kinds of stuff about the artists that you don't see in the regular social media and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I got to correct Jesse. I got to correct Jesse real quick. We did not talk to his brother. His brother had passed away. We talked about his brother. You just said we talked to his brother.
Sorry, talked about his brother. Yes, talked about his brother.
So we thought his dad was his brother at first because his dad looks super young. Kind of jealous, but at any rate, I got a little bit of age showing in the beard here.
It looks like a lot.
So do you. You got some going on there too. Not as much
bad
as me.
lighting. Bad lighting.
Oh, same. Yeah, that's what it is. So Derek Jones, especially if you end up seeing this, dude, like, can you come to Michigan, please?
Yes, please.
I know you did.
We missed you at Firekeeper.
That I found out about you. I think it was literally that week, and it was like, I can't make that happen. But would like to have you.
Yeah, and I mean, his tour dates right now only go through on his website, which anybody wants to look it up, it's derekjoneslive.com. it looks like, yeah, this weekend he's playing, and according to the website, it's only through April 25th. So I'm sure he's going to be adding many, many concerts, as do most artists, you know, in the summertime, playing festivals and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I know for sure that he's at one in Wisconsin, because it was one when we were talking about like what are we going to do this summer with with Faster Horses gone, you know, and started scouting other festivals. I know he's at one of the Wisconsin ones because I remember
right.
seeing that. He's also got new music coming out. He's got stuff that's come out, you know, recently. Small Town USA came out not that long ago. Another good song, and he's got a song coming out on March 21st called Drifter.
Yep.
So there's new music on the horizon with this guy. So it's not like somebody who just has some old stuff recorded and, you know, they're just not really doing it anymore. Like he's 100% active, putting out new music, active on the socials,
Mm-hmm.
and just great music. So, you know, with all of these artists, we encourage you guys, like, go check them out, follow them on the socials. If you guys do check them out and go follow them, do us a favor and you know, leave them a comment and tell them you found them because of us. You know, it might encourage some of them to want to come on the podcast and do a little sit down with us. You
Right.
know, and we can dig in deeper with them and you know, find out some cool stories of his time touring and everything else. So,
His Navy
uh,
days.
right, yeah, you know, I mean, everyone's got like interesting stories, right? And that's kind of what I love to do is hear the stories behind the songs and things like that, and that's what we want to be able to share with you guys. So.
Absolutely.
If you're checking them out, tell them, hey, you know, y'all need music, send us over here, you know, to check you out. Think your music's great or whatever. You know, and
Right. And
make sure you,
if you're really digging them, you know, and we get them on the podcast, you know, for sure we're going to be pressuring them to come back to Michigan. So, because we're going to want to go and check out some of his shows, because we're fans 100% the minute we heard him. So, any
absolutely.
chance we can get somebody that we're fans of and we get to go and see a concert, you know, we're going to be jumping on that right away.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously you know we've talked about that since day one, is that we love live music, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I actually you know, this will drop on Tuesday, but today's actually Thursday, and
Is
so
it Thursday? It
uh,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made me question that for a minute. Yeah, today's
I
Thursday.
question it. I question it every day I look at the calendar.
So I've got my first concert of the year tomorrow, which is super exciting, but also depressing at the same time. That, you know, we're a month and a half into the year and haven't seen a concert yet. So, but we got some other ones coming up that we talked about on the last episode, so we won't
Yep.
beat that horse. But we'll definitely do some follow ups, you know, after each of those shows, and who knows? Maybe you guys will see some more out of us this weekend on the socials, because we'll be together. Might even try out the TikTok live. So if you're seeing this on Tuesday, you probably missed it if we do it. You know, but at any rate, always be paying attention to that kind of stuff, because we're on the socials a lot, as well as the weekly episodes coming out. So just a quick recap. You know, we like to keep these artist spotlights, you know, short and sweet. We don't like to drag them out too much, because if we do end up having them on, we want to be able to have stuff to talk about.
Sure.
But you know, Derek Jones is an Indiana native, tours the Midwest regularly. Great artist. You know, great music,
Great
and
sound.
yeah, he's got a website. You can go and support him there by ordering merch. He's got, you know, t-shirts, sweatshirts, all that kind of stuff. You can order his CDs. You can stream them on all the streaming platforms. You can follow him on TikTok. You know, maybe not. I don't remember if he's on TikTok. I know he's on Facebook for sure.
Right.
But you know, I could verify that. I'm getting old and I don't remember, like, following so many artists. I don't like to give bad intel. 100% know he's on Facebook. Go give him a follow there. Check out his music, stream him. He's got a YouTube channel. Go there. YouTube pays best of all the streaming, kind of platforms. So go stream the hell out of his videos there. Comment on stuff. Tell him we sent you. Tell him come to Michigan. If you're not in Michigan and you're closer to one of his other shows, go see this dude.
Yeah, go check him out.
For real, for real.
Right. We always think about that when we're seeing like new artists, and obviously if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that we've seen quite a few new artists over the past few years that we've known each other that, we've really gravitated towards and talked them up, and their careers are blowing up right now. And it's like, remember, you heard it here first. If you get a chance to see one of these artists at one of these smaller, shoot, there's some of these concerts out here. We're going to a concert here in a couple weeks or maybe next month. $25 for a ticket, it's like you can't beat live music for $25, especially good live music of somebody that could, blow up and next time you go to see them, it's $150 for a ticket, and it's like, hey, I seen that person for $20 at this hole in the wall bar or someplace that.
Right. And even if they don't blow up, I can guarantee you, if you go see this guy for that $25 range at any of his shows, you rob somebody.
Oh yeah.
Right. Cause you're going to get a hell of a lot more for that $25 than probably, hell, that's a dozen eggs these days, right?
Yeah, right? Pretty much.
You can have a dozen eggs or go support one of these artists.
Right.
So you decide. Do you want the eggs or do you want a concert?
Concert.
100%. Eggs are overrated.
I have chickens, so I don't pay them outrageous prices.
The other thing is I can guarantee you won't get the bird flu at a Derek Jones show.
That's right.
So those are facts. So you heard that here first, too. At any rate, thanks, guys, for tuning in. Obviously, go follow all of our socials. Stay up to date with us. Last year we gave away a lot of concert tickets for people to join us at shows, including at Faster Horses. So, make sure you guys are following us everywhere we're at. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. And, of course, you can stream us on Spotify, iTunes, all of the podcast streaming services as well. So no reason why you shouldn't be following us on all of them. If you follow us on Facebook, follow our Instagram, follow our TikTok, go subscribe on YouTube, and do that for all of these artists.
Right. And when you follow these artists and you follow us and everything like that, make sure you guys are hitting your notification and alerting to when we drop new videos, or the artists are not dropping new videos. Like he said, he's got a new song coming out March 21st. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe and follow button notifications, so that way you can be the first to hear it.
Save it, whatever. All of that stuff is free. 100% free to you guys. Literally, free. You can follow any of these artists, subscribe to their channels. All of that costs you nothing and can make a huge difference to anybody that's, creating content of any kind, whether it be us or, an artist that's creating, music and trying to feed their family and continue this career that they've chosen because they love to make music for people like us. So,
absolutely.
Support them and do that for all your local businesses, not just artists and for us, but, somebody that owns a local business, support them, follow their socials and do, whatever you can to help them out as well.
Right.
So,
like and engage on your friends' posts and everything like that, because that helps more than and it costs you, like he said, absolutely zero.
Right. So on that note, we're going to check out from this episode and we will.
Y'all Need Music podcast.